there any update on Davis Alexander?
Yeah, Davis is out. So
how long?
We don't know, but it'll be out for this week. And I'm not going to keep answering it every week, so when you don't see him out here, he ain't playing. So I'll tell you when he is. How's that?
So you're going to get mad at me if I ask you next
You
week?
keep asking me, I'm just going to keep telling you it's week to week.
How about James Letcher?
Right now, we're reevaluating him. He may or may not go by the end of the week.
You have a broken arm?
Well, he could, but we can reevaluate him by the end of the week.
Well, I don't know if it's a broken arm. It's probably
Well,
not
people
gonna change
have
much
people
between
played
now
by.
and then.
Have you ever seen a guy play with a broken hand? I have. So we're just
I
going to
think
see if he
Belly
can do it. We're going to see if he can do it or
I
not.
think Belly had a broken
We're just going to
hand,
see if he can do it or
I was
not. So
encouraging
you asked
him
me
to
the question,
play.
I'm answering it.
Yes, I was encouraging him to play with the broken hand and to club somebody.
Anybody else want to know about that's injured?
Yeah, Tyson Philpott.
Tyson Philpott will not be playing this week.
Okay. How long's he out for?
I don't know.
Okay.
Same thing.
Okay.
We're reevaluating him every single week.
Okay.
So what's the situation at quarterback?
My quarterback right now is exactly what it was a couple weeks ago, and Bethel will start, and then we'll go from there. So we got two other guys that are capable of going in and playing at any time.
What do you think you learned from the two things that could help him?
Well, just more. It's just he's an experienced quarterback, just not experienced in our system. So it's all the reps he gets in our system is going to be beneficial for him going forward. So those 2 full games he got of live reps, all the practice time he's gotten, all that's just going to make him better and better. And we have full confidence in him and Caleb and James. So, but obviously Bethel's going to go, and he's going to be better and get better each and every day for us. That's what I believe.
If he is struggling, in your mind, if he is struggling during that game, would you be more prone to make a change this
So
time?
we evaluate, and it's never just this time. We evaluate quarterbacks daily, and basically the same thing during a game. If you don't feel he's into the game or just things aren't going well and you want a different look to the defense, then you might make a change here and there. But I've always been more of a proponent of letting a guy work through things and, you know, just letting him work through it more than anything. So, because a lot of times when everybody else sees it, it's always the quarterback that gets the blame, but it's not always the quarterback to blame. So we see that more than anyone. But if he's not playing up to his capabilities and we feel like somebody else can give us a better spark, we're always open to that. But that's not ever a mindset going into a game.
No, of course.
Those 2 games, offense wasn't the firing from all sides, and there's a fool could say, is it only because he was maybe lacking reps with this unit, or is it more of an ensemble of reasons to it?
Well, I think there's plenty of different reasons. It's not, like I said, it's not all in him. Were there things that he'd like to have back in those games? Absolutely. Are there things that we could have done better as a whole group or unit to score more points? Absolutely. So it's never on one guy, but he needs to do his part and the other guys need to do theirs. And that's everybody, that's coaches included. So, you know, obviously we're all better for those 2 games that he played, and we just got to continue to get better with whoever else is in quarterback other than Davis.
Some of us, it's the first time we have the chance to talk to you since the signing of Shawn. What do you think he can bring?
Well, he brings experience, and he brings a certain aptitude on the D-line. I mean, he's a veteran player who's got a ton of sacks in this league. He knows how to play football. He's a smart individual. He's also a great teammate. He's great in our locker room. He's a veteran who can teach the young guys that are playing that position right now a lot of things. But, you know, obviously we're excited to have him back in the building. He's been nothing but great for us, and, you know, it's a pleasure to have him back.
Yeah, how does he look at conditioning-wise?
Yeah, he looks fine, but it's basically a walk-through practice. It's not much of a practice, so we'll evaluate him more tomorrow when we put pads on and get a full glimpse at him. But he's got time. You know, he's got a little bit of time on his hands. Obviously been out of football for an entire year, so I don't care what you do outside of football, no matter how great a shape you are, football shape's a lot different. So he's going to have some time to adjust, but we're going to give him that time. We'll adjust.
Yeah. I'd like to make sure, you know, since you guys made the announcement on signing before the game, because last week's game counts towards his 2 game suspension.
That's not for me to know. That's more from Danny question.
Yes, Coach.
Yep.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Surprised they didn't give your number away?
Not surprised at all, but I'm just thankful to be able to be back here, have my jersey number, and, you know, just the little things, be out here at practice, you know.
Is it your understanding that Thursday counted as the first of the 2 games?
Yes, I would. Yes, it is. Yeah.
Would you be ready to play against Saskatchewan?
Yes, I am. But it just all depends on what what the upper management and the coaches want to do from there. But physically, I'm in great shape.
What have you been doing for the last year?
Just training, working on myself. I've been in and out of Montreal, in town, and just working on myself, training, and that's it. Spending time with my dog.
Yes.
Yeah.
How did you pay bills without football salary coming in?
I mean, and I played professional football for a long time, but that's more of a personal question, Herb. But we'll just leave it at that. That's I love you, Herb, but that's everything's been taken care of. I'm good.
No, it's an honest question.
Yeah,
you had no football salary coming in. Yes, it's a personal question, but you had no football salary coming in.
I'm here and I'm thankful, and yeah.
How much is the year away going to deteriorate what you have, the skills that you have?
It doesn't. I put a lot of work and time in what I do, and I understand this game very well. I feel like all my skills are still there.
Did you have any other offers once you were reinstated?
Yes, I did, but I wanted to be here.
Why?
Because I love playing for this team. I love my teammates. I love this upper management. I love the city. I love playing for Coach Thorpe. Just fits my skill set.
Yep. How tough was it last year or so for yourself? I think
it was very tough. It was very tough, but like I said, only thing you can control. You're always going to deal with adversity in life. Only thing you can control is how your outcome and your outlook on things. Just use that time to better yourself as a man, train, and just better yourself and wait for an opportunity.
You were taking an appetite suppressant. What would, obviously there was an ingredient in that, but why would a football player take an appetite suppressant? I could see a sports writer.
I'm not going to go into details on that. Like I said, I'm ready to move forward from those things, and I'm not going to go into any details about any of that. Just serve my suspension and then just move forward.
How did you never lose faith that this day would come?
Oh, I'm a very optimistic guy. As a man in life, one thing you're always going to deal with is adversity. How you deal with adversity, how you respond to adversity, it all depends on the person. And like I said, I'm just thankful to have an opportunity back with this amazing team, in this amazing city, with teammates that I love, with coaches that I love, with the front office that I love, with media people that I love.
For that.
Yeah, you guys have my back, and I appreciate that.
We all have your back?
You've had my back throughout this process, and I appreciate that. Yeah. More local media, that type of thing, right?
What was your main reaction? Would you see you were relieved, you were happy?
I'm just thankful. I thank the man upstairs. Just thankful,
Did you ever doubted that, this day will come?
No, I'm a very optimistic guy. You know what I mean? I'm very optimistic and more of a control the things that you can't control. One thing I can control is the time and the effort that I put into myself as a person, and I train, just control what you can.
But regular shape is not like football shape.
Well, I played football since I've been in the CFL since 2011.
Yeah.
This is, the normal for me. So,
You're almost as old as me now.
No, not quite. Not quite.
Not
quite.
In the sense.
Not quite. Not quite.
When you weren't in Montreal, can I ask where you were?
We just, traveling, just going back to the U.S. to see some family, friends, and,
Okay.
Yeah.
How tough was it, to keep training, to stay in shape?
But
when you specific goal?
Not really. I had a goal. My goal was to come back and return back to, playing football. And when it's something you enjoy doing, you make time for it. That's just how I see things.
Were you happy that the commissioner changed?
I can't control those things, Herb. I can't. You know what I mean?
That's a low question.
I can't control those things. All I can do is I just can't control those things. I deal with things as they are. I can't control who's the commissioner, who's not.
Do you think you would be reinstated if Ambrosi was still the commissioner?
I can't play the what if game. You know what I mean? I have no idea. I just take things for what they are and live from there.
Are you staying away from any kind of betting, or you still bet on other sports?
Listen.
Come on.
I'm living for it in this moment right here. Is there any questions you guys have about particularly football and me coming back? I'm more than answer. Anything else from the past, I'm willing to leave those things in the past.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Talk about
Thanks
football next week.
Thank you.
When you were on. Here we go again.
Yes.
You're starting.
Okay, if you say so.
I did the last time. I was right.
Okay.
What did you learn from those two outings that could help you today, next week?
Oh, it's just about those, I felt like in each game I had maybe 4 or 5 misplays. And if you just take that down, knock that in half, or even knock that completely out, then we win those ball games. So I know I'm capable of that. I've done it many times in my career, and it's just about eliminating those 2 or 3 mistakes or misalignments or, whatever it is. You never know what it's going to be, so you just prepare to play the best game you possibly can and clean up those mistakes, and it should be no problem.
Yeah, Jason mentioned, during those first 2 starts that it was a matter for you to get used, to that new offense. Do you agree with that? And how much comfortable do you feel now that you have those 2 starts under your belt?
I don't, I expect to play well every time I go out there. So I expect to execute 100%. Like I said, it was about 4 or 5, whether it was a poor decision or a missed call or this or that. I felt like both games came to about 4 or 5, So it's games about 55 to 70 plays, and I made 4 or 5 not so great ones. So it's just about cutting that in half and taking that from 4 to 2 and 2 to 0 and playing a complete game, which I've done multiple times. So I feel more confident. I love this offense. That's why I'm here, show up for this team and to deliver. So I'm excited for this week.
I watched the Stampeders game against Winnipeg. Their front scares me. How do they look?
Yeah, it should be fun. I'm excited. Flo's a great player. 12 looks good on the other side. 96 is a good player. 90's they're got a good front. They will play cohesively in the back end. What a great opportunity against a team that's obviously got some mojo and got some juice, and that's why you show up to play good teams when they're rolling and to compete against good teams in their house.
It felt like there was a little more fluidity though offensively in fairness, like in the second game. Did you feel that as well? And what did you take from that?
Yeah, I think the second game was closer than the first game. The first game was every bounce that went against us good. It's kind of insane the way that worked. And then the second game, it was really close. I think if I had to look back on it, I wish I'd hit Snead on a double move. And then we had 2 just missed alignments in the second half that caused us 2 and outs. But other than that, we actually played pretty well, and we were in a position to win the game. Obviously you take something from that, but every game's its own animal. And for me, it's just about cleaning up those 4 or 5 plays and cutting them in half or cutting them to 0.